Is it? I thought it was this one. It's not that one. It's fine. Can I have another pen, please? Hey, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, 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 ladies. Hi, my name is Shay, your love diva. I'm a Master Certified Love Strategist, voted top 5 love coach in the entire world. However, I am no longer a love coach. I am a Master Love Strategist, helping you to use science and technology to up-level your love life. So if you are looking to make love inevitable, then ma'am, you are in the right place. So that I can love on you, please drop your name, where you're from, and a heart emoji. If you have never ever seen me live before, hey Instagram, how you doing, ma'ams? If you've never ever seen me live before, drop your name, where you're from, and a heart emoji. But if you are returning back because you're part of the Diva Hood and you are that girl, then make sure you drop your name and a lipstick emoji so that I can welcome you back into the Diva Hood. I want to teach you how to be ethical seductress and what are 3 things to master ethical seduction that guarantees that you will trigger his bonding biology every single time. So, you said, what's the difference in your work with the title switch? I'm sorry, baby. I don't understand. I don't understand the question. But if you're talking about the difference between the Bonding Biology Institute and Shea Better, bonding biology is it's the solution. It's much more detailed. It's all about how do we give you the master plan for you becoming the magnet that draws in the elite love. And elite love, not just for a short period of time, but long term. That's what it's all about. How do you make love inevitable? It's much, much deeper. We're now a tech company officially, and so it's taking you to the next level, so you're not playing the guessing game when it comes to love. Welcome, 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 beautiful divas. This is Shay, your girl, your love diva, on this beautiful Monday. How are you, my loves? I'm so glad y'all are here. You said you're a tech company? Yes, ma'am. We have officially launched the final version of Her Pocket Coach. Her Pocket Coach is live, I believe, in the Android app We're still waiting on iOS, but we're getting ready to confirm that because I believe that it was approved already. But yes, ma'am, your girl is a tech founder of the very first and only AI-powered love coach from the convenience and privacy of your very own pocket, and it is bad. And when I say bad, like y'all have seen what I have been through with launching this app, but I wanted to be able to impact millions of women around the world and give you a solid tool that allows you to not have to settle. You're not like going on ChatGPT, being coached by Google and ChatGPT. Like you're getting a solid plan. You're getting action. You're not just talking. You're getting action that provides for you to rewire your love blueprint and attract your romantic best friend. So I'm really, really proud of it. We've worked really, really hard. Does it help with feminine communication? Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. It does all the things, and we're going to talk about it. Hey, how are you, Melissa? Welcome back, baby. Welcome. This is Shay, your girl, your love diva, Master Certified Love Strategist, now tech founder of the very first and only AI-powered love coach from the convenience and privacy of your very own pocket. And we are here to help you to rewire your love blueprint so that you align with attracting elite men who have character, values, and valor and will absolutely love your soul. And today, I want to give you some tools that are going to absolutely transform your life. I want to give you 3 steps to master ethical seduction. You know, I have to say ethical seduction because they gave it such a bad name. But how many of you want to be able to harness the power of seduction? And you have that power in your hands, the same power that we had the greats that mastered it. Like, come on, y'all already know what the name is. Help me. We have Chanel, the Queen. Somebody give me the names. Help me out. The Master Seductors. You already know who they are. Drop it in the chat if you know who these ladies are. Because I'm getting ready to tell you what are the top 3 things that these ladies did to guarantee being able to trigger a man's natural bonding biology for her. And if you master it, then you will have the same hypnotic power over and over and over again. Ladies, as you're coming in, hi. Oh, hey, it was nice meeting you too, Sierra. I'm glad to see you, my love. I'm glad you're in the community. You going to the next level. Cleopatra. Yes, ma'am, Cleopatra. Who else? Who else? Because I'm getting ready to tell you, what is it? What did Cleopatra and many others do that allowed them to harness the power and the tools, the skills of becoming a master seductress? And a master seductress is simply a woman who uses her feminine influence in order to influence a man, ma'am, okay? In order for that man to naturally want to bond to you. And I'm not talking about him being attracted to you. I'm talking about him being connected to you. So if you are brand new to me, if you have never, ever seen me live before, then welcome. Welcome to the madness, because it's about to get crazy. Make sure you have a pen and some paper and that you're ready to learn, because I do a lot of teaching. I am the Science of Attraction Master Strategist with love, who is going to help teach you not only the what, but the why. Why do you do what you do? And how can you do it in a way that keeps you from playing the guessing game or abiding by a bunch of rules? If you're the kind of woman who like pays a matchmaker, or you're doing online dating and you're freaking frustrated, or you've been to therapy because you want to improve your love life and you have it all except love, then baby, you are in the right place, because I'm getting ready to teach you some things that are going to absolutely transform your life if you listen and if you let it. Now, first, before I get started, I like to make sure that I'm always in spiritual alignment. I am a teacher at heart. And before I start teaching, I want to give you permission. I want you to give me permission first and get your permission before I start coaching you. Now, for my elite clients pay me $20,000 an hour in order for me to be able to impact them and help them to be able to double their income. These are women who own $1 million plus, and they come to me and they pay me that because they know I'm going to help them increase their income and attract an elite man who makes 7 figures plus and who will love their soul. So if I have your permission to give you the type of quality of training that I give my elite clients, then say yes, ma'am, in the chat. If I have your permission. Okay? Yes, ma'am. For my elite clients. We have programs that range from 13K all the way up to 300K and plus, ma'am. Okay. But for my elite clients that work with me and they're working with me because they're working on business and in love, then that's what they're paying me, $20,000 an hour. And that's what I'm getting ready to give you. I'm getting ready to give you the $20,000 an hour training if that's what you want. But first, give me permission. And if I have your permission, drop yes, ma'am in the chat. Okay. Yes, ma'am, puts you in spiritual alignment. Yes, ma'am, puts you in alignment with you receiving the love, because I'm setting the intention. We're touching and agreeing, and you are receiving the energetic alignment of that when you say yes, ma'am. Okay? That allows you to hear me. Not only hear me physically, but it allows you to be able to hear me on a spiritual plane. So if I have your agreement, then put yes, ma'am in the chat. If I don't have your agreement, then just go ahead and jump off, ma'am. Okay? Save your time. Save your time, because I'm not about to be in spiritual, out of alignment spiritually with you by not having your permission. But I'm getting ready to teach you if you will let me. Okay. Baby, I'm so glad that you're so interested in the app. It shows that you are a take action type of boss diva, and I'm so proud of you, and I celebrate you for that. There's 3 tiers in the app. The first tier is $97 per month, which is less than the cost of therapy. That isn't giving you any action items, but you have action items in the app. Second tier is $297 per month, and the third tier is $997 per month. Start where you can. Okay? There's literally no reason why you shouldn't be able to improve your love life. Now, before I get started with imparting all of this amazing training that I'm getting ready to give you today, I want to first get in alignment with, what do you want? For those of you who showed up to watch me live, tell me why. Like, what is it that you, when you like are being honest with yourself, what is it that you really want from your love life? What do you want to experience within the next 3 to 6 months? And don't hold back. Don't say, well, I don't want love. Ma'am, don't, just stop it. Okay? But be honest with yourself. The year of the horse, February 20th is coming up, and I don't know if y'all understand how powerful energetically we are right now. But for those of you who have been planting seeds and you're willing to be honest with yourself and you're declaring it, you are getting ready to come in a time that's fast tracking you to manifesting love, manifesting money, manifesting abundance, manifesting opportunities, manifesting being in the best health of your life. Like, you're in alignment with that. So help you. Okay, ma'am, help me help you by you being honest with yourself. So put it in the chat. What is it that you want to accomplish within the next 3 to 6 months? Put it in the chat. You said, find my life partner and get married. You said, I want to date with intention and not make the same mistakes that my mother and grandmother did. And I want to heal my money blocks. I love that for you. Who else? Who else? What is it? What do you want, ma'am? If you don't know where you want to go, then you won't know which road to take. You want to date a good man? Good evening, beautiful. What do you want? How many of you don't know what you want? Health, marriage, babies, and wealthy lifestyle. Okay. You deserve all that. Someone that has done the work, inner work, and out of work, and ready for a real relationship. Okay, I like that one. Regular money flow. All right. Now, if you have, it's funny how you are saying money, because if you have love blocks, then you have money blocks. And I'm seeing more and more women that make 6 figures plus that are dealing with financial strain. And a lot of times it's not you trying to go and get a job making more money. It's about you unlocking the love blocks that's also blocking the money blocks, because love, the energy of love and the energy of money, they are cousins. When you unblock the love block, then you unblock the money blocks, which is why so many of my students end up doubling, tripling their income. I've even had students that 10x their income by being able to work on their love blocks, and we also help them work on their money blocks as well. But it's interesting you saying that. What else, ma'am? What is it that you really want? What do you want? Are you saying you want yourself? Is that what you're saying? You said me. I want unconditional love from a man that sees me and wants to support me through and through. I want to heal money blocks. I want direction towards a fulfilling career. Okay. I love that. How many of you don't know what you want? Say I. I have no idea. Listen, let me tell you what's dangerous. If you don't know what you want, if I teach you about seduction, and I'm getting ready to give you some tools you have never heard anywhere else. Like I have master seduction, and just so you know that women are the ones that invented the art of seduction. We had to in order to have power. That's why Cleopatra and many of the greats, that's why they mastered the art of seduction, because they couldn't have power to own land and to run businesses and empires the way they ran unless they were able to influence, not manipulate, influence the male persuasion. Okay? But if you master seduction and you don't know where you're going and you don't know what you want, baby, that's so dangerous. Okay? Seduction is an art. You have to be responsible with it. And if you don't know where you're going, then guess what? You're going to get played. Okay? You're going to be the one that gets played. So make sure that you're clear on exactly what is it that you want. You want help with money blocks? I'm going to wait until I'm a bit more financially prepared for dating. Okay. So you said you want somebody with that done the inner work. I want marriage, devotion, and definitely to heal my money blocks. Find a life partner, get healthier, and my partner sees and appreciate me. I want unconditional love. A newlywed. So you're saying you're a newlywed and that you're listening. Okay. All right. So here's the deal, ladies, that you got to understand. There is a science to attraction. And the way you start is the way you finish. If you start off where you are not in alignment with the kind of love that you want because you're tired of being alone and you just want somebody good, and you don't make sure that you're setting yourself up for success the same way you would set yourself up for success in your career, then you're going to crash and burn every single time, especially in this day and age. I don't know if y'all noticed, but does it not feel like you're in a pressure cooker? How many of you feel like you are definitely being tested lately? Like it has definitely been a lot of stress, and like you've been being tested. Say I. I'm getting ready to tell you what's going on and how to use that to catapult you to attracting elite love. But how many of you been feeling the pressure? It's been a lot of challenges going on. There's been a lot of uncertainties. You feel like you've been going through a lot of tests. Okay. So the point of this whole entire moment that's happening right now is you are being prepared to receive what you've been calling for. So in order to do that, you have to clear and burn away the stuff that is blocking you from having the abundance, from having the life, and from having the love. If you crumble under that and you settle, then that means that you're going to have like the next, I think it's 10 or 11 years of dealing with some foolishness. So here's how you're going to use these tests. Here's how you're going to use this time in order to catapult yourself. All right. Now, I want you to really open your mind for a second, because my goal isn't just to help you to get a man. That's not my goal. When I'm working with my students and I'm looking at somebody who's coming to me and saying, Shay, I really want love. I really want abundance. I really want a life that I'm proud of. What I'm looking for her is that 10 years from now, she's saying, Shay, thank you so much, because I feel like my life is like a dream. My husband adores me. I'm making more money than I've ever made. I'm extremely happy with the life that I'm living. And in order for you to have that, then it takes intention. And when you master the art of seduction, you are literally mastering the science of influencing with your feminine power. Your feminine power is irreplaceable. And there's so much that you can do with that feminine power. So let's get into it. 3 steps to mastering ethical seduction that triggers a man's bonding biology for you. The first thing is, baby, you got to master your feminine energy. You got to do that. And what does that mean? When you're mastering your feminine energy, it is not enough for you to walk around and be pretty. And you can't want to increase your feminine energy because you're trying to get a man. It can't be that. It's like you are a battery. and you want to increase your charge, because when you increase your charge, then it draws to you more money, more options of men, okay, more partner options. It draws to you more peace. It draws to you more alignment. It allows you to be a better mother, a better partner, a better friend, a better quality marriage. Okay. So the first thing you got to do is you have to master your feminine energy. And when you master your feminine energy, then what the side effect of that is that you're naturally going to radiate this frequency that everybody's going to notice. You can have more makeup. You can wear more makeup. You can wear the sexiest dresses. You can smell delicious. You can do all the things to make yourself appear feminine on the outside and still be a woman that's like basically in a man's pants. Okay? You can still be highly in your masculine energy. And the kind of men, if you're on this live, then you're on this live because you want elite love. What's elite love? Elite love is with a good man who has character, who has values, who has valor, and he is financially successful. Let's just get it out the way. I think there's women have been bamboozled. They've been led astray. Okay, they've been hoodwinked and believing that for you to have a standard that a man is financially successful means that you are a bad person, that you are unethical, that you are a gold digger. And I want you right now to give yourself permission to demand that the man that has you, he must be financially successful. If you're in alignment with that, put yes, ma'am in the chat. If you're in alignment with that he needs to be financially successful. Because the first rule that I teach my students is no to broke men. Okay? It's a no, ma'am. It's a no. Period. No explanations. No to broke. No to broke. No to any man that you got to build up. No to any man that you got to motivate. No to any man that you got to freaking pay the bills or pay half. Man, no. It's a no. We're done. Okay? In 2026, we've left that in 2025. We're not doing it. We're not paying the rent. We're not paying the mortgage. We're not paying his babysitting. We're not having kids with these broke ass men. We're not doing it. It's a no. Okay? I can't tell you how many of my clients that makes multiple six figures and then they have like this regular dude who like doesn't make much money. You can't build an empire with that kind of man. You can't. You can't build your legacy with that kind of man. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. You wouldn't show up at work and allow your boss not to pay your check. Why are you showing up in a relationship where you're giving above and beyond your energy, your time, your attention, your efforts, your body, and then this man is bringing nothing that adds value to the table? It's a no. And in alignment about your feminine energy and amplifying it, if you are the one that's constantly providing and taking care of a man and you're dating below your tax bracket, then you are draining that feminine battery that I was talking about, man. And it's draining your money. I don't care how much money you make. You're dating a broke man. You're dating a man who's not in your tax bracket. It is draining your money because it's draining your manifestation creation power. Your feminine energy is literally what creates a life. Your body, your energy does not only give life to a human being. Your feminine energy has the power to give life to your dreams, give life to your decisions, give life to things that were once dead. You have the power to do that. You have the power to give life to a man. And then you're just throwing it away like it's not worth anything. It's a no. Okay, so we're deciding that we're up leveling and we're demanding more. We're demanding more from ourselves. We're demanding more from the men that come in our world. And if they can't bring it, then he's a no. Okay, we keep tuning our battery and our blueprint until we receive the man that's for us. And listen to me, I was the queen of potential. I was a queen of potential. A man would tell me like what his dreams and his aspirations are, and he's like, "I'm working really hard. I'm building. I just got out of a divorce. I'm doing this, and but I'm a good guy," and expecting me to sit there and deal with that, and I did it twice. Okay, and the one of the times I did it, I lost my house. The other time I did it, I lost my Lexus truck. It's a no. Okay, it's a no. I ended up waking up and realizing that I don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. We're not settling for any broke men. In order for you to be able to increase your feminine energy, it requires for you to be self-full. Okay? It requires, can you turn that back up? Thank you so much. It requires you to be self-full. What does that mean? Ladies, men don't fall in love with you based on what you do for him. That's masculine energy. Doing energy, that's masculine energy. Men, they fall in love. And this is science. Okay? And I've broken this down on many different lives. Men fall in love with how you make him feel about himself, which goes to number 2 on the 3 ways to trigger seduction ethically. You must clear what is sabotaging you from automatically triggering his bonding biology. Many of you unknowingly don't know that you are literally pushing the button off to activating his vasopressin. Vasopressin is a man's bonding hormone. Vasopressin is what makes a man want to provide, want to protect, want to commit to you. That's what vasopressin does. And there's certain things. I did a dating experiment where I went on 100 dates in a little over 3 months, and I interviewed over 4,000 men, women, and couples. And then I read hundreds of books on the science of attraction, the anthropology of attraction, the psychology of male attraction. And what I realized, on fleek, can you clarify your question for me, baby? And what I realized after I did this research is that there is definitely a pattern on what turns men off. So let me just tell you a little bit about the experiment that I did. When I went on the dating experiment, I went on intentionally so that I can be able to master the art of increasing my options with wealthy, successful, good men. Put good in the chat, please, just so we're clear, okay? Because just because he's wealthy doesn't mean that he's a jerk. Can we just put good in the chat? Put good in the chat. Good men. That's baseline, ma'am. A fish doesn't get a reward for being able to swim, okay? He's supposed to be good, just so you know. Like, a man is supposed to be good to you. And when you align your blueprint, you will find that you're automatically triggering and activating good men to be turned on and attracted to you. But when I was doing my dating experiment, I would try different things. So I had multiple notepads and I tried the different experiments. And I said, okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the being on the phone for hours. I'm going to do the being super available. I'm going to do coffee date versus dinner date versus, hey, let's just meet up, on the blue. Like, I tried different things. And I was like, what is it going to take in order to turn him off? What is it going to take in order to activate and turn him on? Ladies, put activate in the chat. Put activate. Because that's what you want. You don't want a man attracted only to you. You want him activated by you. So when you're seeing like these couples where the man is really into her, when you're seeing that man that will run through a wall for her, the difference is that he is activated by her. He is activated. And that's what you want. You want to be able to activate him. And how do you activate a man? All right, the best story for me to tell, and I've talked about this before, is in Greek mythology. Do you remember the story about the sirens and how the sirens were causing men to crash into the rocks? How many of you are aware of what I'm talking about? Say, I. You told me that two gentlemen I was dating was not my person, and you were so right. I stopped talking to both of them. Thank you. Congratulations, baby. Congratulations. I teach you how to do the activation in bonding biology. Okay? I teach you how to do the activation in bonding biology. And we've already had so many women sign up in bonding biology for $5. And I put it for $5 because I'm looking for women who take action. So you do bonding biology, it's $5. And in 5 days, you got to finish the training because I want you to see results in a short period of time. So you got to activate him. And in the Greek mythology, the sirens, what they were doing is they activated the men to even want to go in the ocean in the first place to hear them sing. That's the reason why Odysseus, right? That's his name. That's why he was like, everybody else put wax in your ears, tie me up so that I won't be out of control where I drive this boat into the rocks like everybody else. But I have to hear the sounds of the siren. Do you know what the sirens were actually doing? Bonding Biology, yes, baby. Bondingbiology.com. Bonding Biology. My ex tonight just rang the doorbell. Of course, because he senses that you're getting ready to up level and energetically vibrate outside of him. And that happens all the time. When women work with me, they exes, and that's how you know you're getting close to meeting your romantic best friend, you know. Like when you're on the path to healing, when you're on the path to transforming, when you're on the path to up leveling, have you not noticed how like the ex start to come back into your world? That's because he feels the energetic disconnection that's happening. Okay? So when Odysseus, when he like listened to the sounds of the siren, do you know what the sirens were doing that were causing men to crash their boats into the rocks in the first place? Somebody put it in the chat. What exactly? And nobody who has heard me say it before. Okay? Nobody who has heard me. They were singing, you're right, but what was the singing doing to the men? This is important. What did you say, Sierra? They were singing, you're right, but what was the singing doing? You're right, they were hypnotizing them. Ladies, here's the thing that you got to understand. Your goal is, and here's the secret. When you align your love blueprint to become the magnet to elite healthy love, you become hypnotic. You literally activate a man to not just be attracted to you, to not just want you. You activate him to want to run through walls for you. You know the saying, like, behind every great man is a great woman? So, like, what triggers a man to want wealth, to want to look good, lose weight, wash his butt, like that type of thing, your feminine energy is hypnotizing. So they would warn each other in writing, in their art. They would talk about your seductive power because it would feel out of control. You know the book, Samson and Delilah and all of that, ma'am? They were warning each other about your hypnotic power. And not all women were ethically using their power. They were not all using their power for good. So men were afraid of being out of control. And that's what the stories was expressing to you. So this brings me back to my next point. A man is more afraid of you than you are of him. I just want you to let that marinate in your subconscious for a second. He is more afraid of getting hurt by you than you are of him. You, my diva, have way more power. Hello? If you got it, say I got it. If you realize that you got what I just said, a man's more afraid of you. Yes, ma'am moment. Thank you, ma'am. I did earn that YMM moment. Thank you. You are way more powerful. The problem is you've been giving away your power. because you don't have the right keys. It's been locked up. It's been locked behind the trauma. It's been locked behind your fears. It's been locked behind the insecurities. It's been locked behind your love archetype, the way you love based on past experiences and your avoidance to getting hurt. It's locked. However, when you lock it, men will be dropping on the ground, ready to worship the ground that you walk on when you master and when you understand this. And what it does is it unlocks your natural ability. Your ability to trigger his bonding biology is natural. It's automatically within you. So when you unlock it, then what that does, it allows your feminine energy to sit safely. And here's what happens when your feminine energy sits safely. You radiate an invisible magnet. And what it does is it increases your stock value, which is my third point. What do I mean when I say increases your stock value? Now, can we have a grown woman conversation, please? Like, if that's okay, if we have a grown woman conversation, because I'm getting ready to drop some things on you. Nobody else is bold enough to say. Okay. Yes or no? Yay or nay? Can we have a grown woman conversation? Can I tell you the truth? Yes, he tells me he misses me often and thinks of me. I'm sure he does. And I'm sure you're fantastic and delicious and beautiful and all kinds of things. But it doesn't matter what he says. It matters what he does. Make him show you. Don't listen to him. Watch him. Okay? All right. Do I have your permission to tell you the truth? Now, here's the deal, ladies. When you meet a man, every man is determining what your stock value is. He is putting you in one of three categories. Okay? He is putting you in the just for tonight girl category, if he's that kind of guy. He's putting you in the just the meantime, okay? The layaway girl. He's putting you in that category, or potential wife category. You might not like it, but it is what it is. And your stock value determines which of these categories that you're getting put in. And baby, men they're genetically wired to be more observant than you are. So he notices your fears. He notices your insecurities. He knows what your love archetype is better than you do. What I found that helped in my case. So when I did the dating experiment, when I went on 100 dates in a little over 3 months and interviewed over 4,000 men, women, and couples and studied the science of attraction and studied hundreds of books and, anthropologists and experts like Dr. John Gray, Dr. Helen Fisher, Dr. Luann Brizendine, Don Maslar, and many, many others. Those are just my favorite ones. When I started to really study this, I started to realize that there is a pattern. There's a pattern with being able to automatically trigger a man. And I realized that if I continued as I was, the version of me that was attracting the toxic men, the men that abused me, the men that lied on me, the men that cheated on me, the men that mistreated me, if that version of me showed up in front of quality men, the quality men didn't see me. They only the men that saw me were the ones that aligned with hurting me and treating me the way my exes treated me. So if I wanted to align with a good man who was financially successful and he would treat me right and value me, then I realized that I had to shift my blueprint. I had to. If I didn't shift my blueprint, then I would keep attracting the same man with a different face. And when I learned how to be able to shift my love blueprint, like everything changed. Literally, men were raining. They were like coming out the woodworks. They were wanting to give me the world. And I've shared this with you before. Like, I had men buying me houses, cars, trips, tickets to the Master Super Bowl Open. They were constantly wanting to take me shopping. It was a joke among my friends, like anything I wanted. Matter of fact, anything my friends wanted. And I didn't ask for it. Like, if I was with my friends, guys, like, okay, whatever you want, you get it too. And they were very, very successful. And the higher I increased my stock value through clearing what was automatically sabotaging my blueprint for healthy love, the more I cleared it, the better and higher my stock value got. The higher and better my stock value got, the higher and better the quality of man got. The higher and better quality of the man got, the easier my life got. The more they kept giving me things. Y'all are making it way harder than you need to. Dating the good guys, the wealthy men, make your life much more fun and much easier, because these are the kind of men that are like, hey, I'm going to send you my plane. We're going to take a trip into Lake Como or to somewhere really nice, and you don't have to worry about anything. I already have your bags packed, and we can order some more clothes when we get there, but I just want to take you on a nice trip. And this happens over and over and over again. And if you don't believe me, go on my Instagram page. If you're not following, follow ShayYourLoveDiva Instagram. There's a gentleman named Jamil. Jamil's amazing. Jamil is one of the top real estate investors in the entire country. Really good guy. He's what I call a great guy. And one of my clients who came to me, she was constantly attracting men who were like what I call dead end Build-A-Bears. Okay? Because even though she was very successful, even though she was very beautiful, even though she had it going on, she kept attracting men that either wanted to mooch off of her, men that were emotionally unavailable, men who were selfish, men who didn't value her, men who weren't willing to pour into her. She kept attracting that over and over and over again, and she was frustrated because she was paying for other ways in order to fix this. She had been to therapy, she'd done the retreat, she'd done the things, and it wasn't working. However, because we know how to, in the right order, help a woman to rewire her love blueprint while putting her in the perfect environment to align with other like-minded women, that she was able to change like that. And the change was drastic. And when Jamil shared on an interview that I did with him, he was like, it was this something invisible. And remember, I told you that when you turn up that feminine energy, when you align your love blueprint, then you start to radiate this invisible magnetism that men are addicted to. It becomes hypnotic. And he got wrapped up in her hypnotism. Okay? And this man, who's very wealthy, is now engaged to my student. And he wants to give her the world. He's the type that's like, okay, I'm sending you the plane. You're going to come to my seminar. Anything you want, I'm willing to give it to you. He's a great guy. Go watch the interview. And he is telling you from his own mouth the way elite men think. And the way they think is that they are looking for an asset. Even when they're meeting you, they're determining, is she an asset or a liability? So what did she do exactly? You mean, what did she do to be able to transform, or what did she do in order to be able to attract him? So elite men, they are looking for an asset. And he was like, I'm a master at recognizing a good deal. And I saw that she was a good deal, and I wasn't getting ready. I wasn't going to let a good deal go. Any man that's like me, he was saying, like any man that's like me, I'm telling you right now how she was able to attract him. She's like, any man like me, we recognize when you're an asset. They know. Men with money know if you're an asset. He will know if you are a woman that's like not an asset, like you're just eye candy. You're looking for a man to take care of you. You're looking for a man that's going to make your life easier. Listen, baby, I love you enough to tell you, like, don't do that. Like, you're going to get your feelings hurt. You're going to waste a lot of time. I'm going to read your question in a minute, Katrina. You're going to waste a lot of time, because the kind of men that are attracted to women like that, they want to use you too. If you got what I just put down, say got it. Because I really want you to hear me. Those kind of men who will even consider you, who are just looking for a man to financially take care of them, they are also looking for an object too. So then these are the kind of men that if they marry you, they will marry you as long as you look good. And then the moment you age 10 years later, then they're going to leave you for a younger woman, and they're going to keep, air quotes, upgrading. And they're going to use you until they don't need you anymore. And I've seen this happen so many times, it's not even funny. However, the men who see you as an asset, and they know the women that are doing work on themselves. They know the women that's going to the seminars. They know the women that have been in a transformational program. They know because they're going to it too. They're doing the inner work as well. And so they know, and they're not going to want to let you go because they're going to be afraid of another man catching what they consider to be their prize. It's biological. It's called mate guarding. Okay? It's guarding and protecting what is theirs. So I always tell women the best financial decision that you can make is in mastering the art of seduction, mastering the art of naturally triggering a man's bonding biology so that you increase your stock value as high as possible so that you get the best option to spend the rest of your life with. And the higher your stock value again, the better quality of the match that you're going to be able to track. Let me answer your question, my love. What did you say? Katrina, you said, true, but I'm a single mom of 3 with dads in their life. I feel like love is dead till my kids are grown. That is one of the biggest mistakes. How many of you feel like that? Like you're like, listen, I'm not thinking about dating until my kids get out the house. I don't want to have any men around my kids. Say I. Like how many of you resonate with what she said? Say I. Where are the women that are the single boss moms? And I'm going to tell you what that is doing. Okay? Again, I've been doing this for 2 decades. I'm one of the pioneers of the whole love coaching industry. Love coaching didn't even exist when I started back in 2003, 2004. You can check out my YouTube. Back in the day, I was doing YouTube videos, interviewing men after doing my experiment, and we didn't have a go live. So I would be like, hey, y'all, met somebody. I'll have him fall for me in 30 days. And then in 30 days, I'll bring the man on, and he would go on and on and on about how amazing I was, how different I was, and everything else. And I kept using the formula over and over and over again. And then women started asking me for help to help get them the same type of results. And that's what really gave birth to Shay Your Love Diva. Because I was called Shay the Date Diva because I was going on so many dates and men were falling for me in less than 30 days. And I was helping my students to be able to get the same results. So for the women who are a single woman with the blessing in the form of children, really, really listen up, okay? One of the biggest mistakes that you can make is waiting on love until your kids leave the house. Because first, who is teaching them what healthy love looks like if you're not? If you're just not with anybody, then you're robbing them of the experience of seeing their mother be loved properly so they know how to be able to do the same thing. What I have found is that for women with kids, the reason why they check out of love is because they don't trust themselves. They don't trust themselves to be able to attract a healthy partner, which is why it's even more imperative that you get the right mentor, that you get into the right environment so that you rewire that love blueprint and you're aligning with the healthiest love that's out there, that is showing your kids what healthy love looks like. Second thing is, if you're not doing the work on you, you know, like the sins of the mother passed down to the children, that whole saying, yes, ma'am. So your stuff, whatever your stuff is, your love blocks, your pains, your patterns, they're unknowingly being passed epigenetically to your kids. So if you're not doing the work to clear them, then now your kids have to do a whole bunch of work, go through a whole bunch of pain that you could have just did the work one time and done so that your kids don't have to go through the same thing. The third thing is, baby, that's expensive as hell, okay? Like, let's just get out of our emotions and let's just talk common in the sense. Being single costs women who make 6 figures plus, according to the New York Times, over $1 million in her lifetime. $1 million that you can be using to build an empire and a legacy for your children. 2 heads are better than 1. And I'm not just talking any dumb head, man, okay? I'm talking about a good man who is financially successful, who has character, values, and valor. And you want somebody who you can build an empire with, who is going to love your soul. It doesn't have to be either or. It can be an and. And Lovebug, that's my husband. We've been married for 11 years. Lovebug, he's the one that showed me that, like, you can have it all. You really can. Like, you can have the great guy that he's financially successful, and who you can build an empire with, and then you have this amazing love story. Me and Love Bug, we've been married for 11 years, and I still am so excited about my husband. I still love spending time with him. My husband still pours into me. He's still willing to do anything that I need or ask for him to do, or even what I don't even ask for him to do, if it makes me happy. He's the reason why I'm even here today, because when I was discriminated, I was in pharmaceutical sales, and when I was discriminated by my job, Love Bug was like, he was tired of seeing me get hurt by them. And he was like, F the job. Like, you don't need that damn job. I'll pay the bills. I'll pay. She's like, yes, your husband's cool. Some of y'all will stop me on the street. Y'all meet Love Bug. Y'all talk to Love Bug longer than you talk to me. But Love Bug was like, I got money. Like, you don't have to work this job. Focus on your business. And Love Bug knows how I am. Like, I like to make sure that I'm in balance and alignment. The bills are paid. So Love Bug paid all the bills up for the entire year while I launched my business, and I could just focus on my business. Like, that's the kind of man, that's the kind of partner, that's the kind of best friend that you want to be able to have in your world. However, that does not happen through Russian roulette. And for many of you, you've been watching me for years and you haven't been activated to take action. And I'm talking to the ladies that are like, hey, this is where I'm at, but I want better. Like, I want to be able to have that best friend love. I want a partner to build legacy with. Who are you? Say I, if that's you. Okay. Is that his picture behind me? No, that's Tony Robbins. That's Tony Robbins that's behind me. Love Bug is over here. How many of you are like, yes, I want that. I want elite love with my romantic best friend who has character, values, and valor, and who's loved my soul. And I'm willing to take action. I'm not just willing to just be a spectator. Because listen, you being aware of what is wrong isn't the same thing as fixing what is wrong. When you go to therapy, it can help because now you have an awareness. However, now you got to do something about it. Now you know what's wrong. Now be activated to do something about it. So within the next 3 to 6 months, then you are attracting your romantic best friend. Because once you know how to be able to unlock that in you, then it doesn't take long for you to be able to attract love. For those of you who want that, then I made it super easy, okay? Because I only work with action takers, then I created what's called the Bonding Biology Summit. And in the Bonding Biology Summit, it's 5 videos. You can watch it over 5 days. You can watch it in one sitting. And each of the videos come with homework, okay? So you got to watch the video, and then you got to do the homework. The homework that's going to start rewiring your nervous system, that's going to start giving you the awareness. And then when you finish it in 5 days, then it will unlock a bonus training, and it will also unlock an opportunity for you to sit down and get in alignment with how we can help you to be able to attract your romantic best friend. And at the very least, you're going to be able to have a blueprint. You're going to walk away with a blueprint that says, hey, this is where you are, and here is your plan based on who you are, based on your own personality, based on your own blocks. Like, here is your plan to get you to whatever your goal is. Your goal might be, I just want to date more elite men in the next 3 months. Or your goal might be, I want to be in a high quality relationship in the next 6 months. Or your goal might be, I want to get married within the next 15 months. Like, whatever your goal is, they're going to put together a blueprint that says, these are the steps based on what your love archetype, based on where you are, in order to get you to the love that you want. And you only unlock that once you finish the Bonding Biology. So if you want that, you can go to bondingbiology.com. It's $5, and it's for women who are willing to take action, okay? It's for those women. What are my thoughts on online dating? My thoughts on online dating is, I love online dating. However, you won't have to do online dating when you understand how to trigger a man's bonding biology. You won't. My also position on online dating is that get it right before you swipe. Some of you are jumping out there and you're going online and you're frustrated. Matter of fact, studies show that women are getting online dating fatigue at the highest level ever. They're tired of online dating. There's a lot of trash that's in online dating. There's a lot of scammers in online dating. So a lot of online platforms are partnering with people like me because they're like, you need to help these women so that they're aligning with healthy love, because women are getting into a lot of dangerous situations. they're getting scammed, they're getting hurt, they're getting mistreated, they're getting played. There's so many different scenarios. And so when a woman aligns her love blueprint right, then now she becomes a magnet to healthy love. And you got to be careful, okay? Online dating isn't something, back in the day, I think, you can do online dating, and it was fairly safe. But nowadays, like, you need to know what you're doing. And here's the thing, because I've done matchmaking. I did matchmaking for very wealthy men at one point, and then I also done matchmaking for women, and we use the online dating platforms in order to match these women. And a lot of the profiles, like the high-level profiles, first of all, when you're online dating, you know they put you in different algorithms, right? They put you in different tiers. So most people don't know how to set their profile up, so they're in the top tier. And so then you're like with the rest of the trash. The matches that are in the top tier are agencies, okay? So like the highest quality men, the wealthiest men, the women who are attracting and that those men are seeing, those are usually women that are with agencies that have been trained on how to set up their profile. So with our students, we literally have a whole training to show them like how to train the algorithm so you are getting agency level matches when you're doing online dating. But you become the magnet. So you're meeting men all over the place because you rewired your love blueprint. What about a trade-in? I'm not sure exactly what a trade-in baby is. Okay, I'm not clear. Yes, online dating is about vetting. You gotta be able to know how to vet. And there's so many women. How many of you have like been married for over 10 years and you recently got a divorce? Maybe like within the last 2 years, you got a divorce. Say I. Where are you? My recently divorced ladies. Where are you? I recently got divorced. I don't really know what I'm doing. Have you not noticed that the dating game has changed since when you got married? Like it's changed a lot. Okay. A lot of the men I found, in my professional opinion, aren't menning anymore. They're not. There's a lot of landmines out there. There's a lot of Build-A-Bears out there, gremlins. Somebody, took Gizmo and accidentally fed him at night and threw some water on him, and it's just a whole lot of gremlins that's out there. And if you don't know how to navigate the dating landscape, then ma'am, like that can cost you money, that can cost you time, that can cost you headache and heartache, that can cost you wanting to give up on love, where you miss out on meeting your soulmate. It's just so not worth it. Yes, it has totally changed. So for my recently divorced women, like, please, for the love of everything holy, like, please, like, learn what to do. Learn how to properly vet a man. Stop listening to the online experts who don't have the certification and who don't have the experience. They lucked up and figured out how to be able to find love, and then now they're trying to teach you, and then what they're doing, like, didn't work for them. And so now you're following it, and then you're following advice that's getting you hurt. Okay? I'm seeing all kinds of foolishness out there, like stressing men out. Or if you want to just have sex with a man whenever you want, it doesn't matter. Like, it's the wildest advice that contradicts science. And if you don't understand what you're doing and what to look for and how to properly vet a man, then you're going to end up getting hurt, which is why I give you the feminine dating cheat sheet. Where's my feminine dating cheat sheet at? Love bug. I give you the feminine dating love bug. Come here, love bug. Could you please give me the feminine dating cheat sheet over there? So when you do bonding biology, I'm going to give you this. When you register for the bonding biology, then you get this. In the feminine dating cheat sheet, it tells you exactly what to ask when you're online dating. These are the questions that you need to ask him. If he answers them wrong, and I tell you that, ma'am, it's no ma'am. Okay? Don't get FOMO, fear of missing out, and now you're settling. Just listen to me. I've been doing this for a long time. It also shows you red flags and the green flags. It tells you what date to do in what order so that you're naturally triggering his bonding biology for you. So you're not guessing it. For the ladies that are in your 50s and your 60s, baby, this applies to you. Like, matter of fact, I'm finding that the demographic of women that are in their 50s and 60s, like, they are getting their heart broken at the highest rate. They're getting STDs at the highest rate because these old men, they are not the same. They are listening to the podcast bros. They are not trying to man like they manned back in the day. And you are much younger and much more mature than these men that are out here. So you have to be intentional. You don't have time to waste. So it's the same vetting process, period. Whether if you are 30 or in your 50s. Matter of fact, your time is even more valuable. I created this for mature women. I created it for successful, busy women, women who don't have time to play games. They don't have time to be trying to figure it out. Can you put the link up, please? The link for Bonding Biology is bondingbiology.com. It's Bonding Biology. Thank you on Instagram for posting it. What age do men actually mature? So here's the funny thing. Like, men go through phases. Men go through phases, and they're in either the knight stage, the prince stage, the king stage, or the elder stage, according to Armstrong. And when they're in their stages, then that determines like what their behavior is. There's some men that are in their freaking knight stage. Knights want to just play. Knights want to adventure. Okay? Knights want to conquer. So if you get with a man who's like 35 and he's still stuck in his knight stage, then whoa, buddy, you're wasting your time. And then you're going to blame yourself because that man doesn't want to commit. And the reason why he doesn't want to commit is because you got a knight. Okay, you didn't get a prince or a king. A prince is looking for his princess. So the prince, he's in his building stage. So then there's two types of princes. Either you gonna meet the prince that wants to find the woman and then build his castle, or you're gonna find the prince that wants to build the castle and then put his princess in the castle. And that matters too. Okay? If you don't have the right mindset, then when your prince is building the castle, then you're going to get resentful. And I've seen women who've been married to a prince, and then while she was taking care of the house and taking care of the kids, she felt like she was emotionally neglected, right? So then he finally gets to the place where he built the... it's the craziest thing. There's been so many marriages that I helped save from getting a divorce that's not even funny. And the women were getting ready to leave their husband. And I'm like, whoa. Tell me more. Tell me what's going on. Like, I had one client. She ran like a multiple six-figure accounting firm. And she was getting ready to get divorce number 3, I think. And so when she came to me, she was like, he doesn't pay attention to me. He's not valuing me. He puts our daughter first before me. Like, it was so many different things. And she was getting ready to divorce the man. Like, she filed for divorce when she came to see me. And so I was listening to her, and I was unlocking her love blocks and her blueprint. And I kept listening. And I think she thought from watching my lives, I was going to be like, yeah, get rid of him. He's a Build-A-Bear. And I said to her, I said, ma'am, did you go through with the divorce yet? Have you had the final hearing yet? She said, no, I haven't had the hearing yet. It's in 2 weeks. I said, don't get a divorce yet. I said, if you get a divorce, that's going to be the biggest mistake that you've ever made. Don't get a divorce. It's not him. It's you. Now, some of y'all married a ragamuffin. Oh, you read my book years ago? Oh, you guys. Now, some ladies, like, you married a Build-A-Bear, okay? That man needs to be returned back to sender. Send him back to his mama. You got a broken model. Get a brand new one. However, if I'm being honest with you, some of y'all, it's you. It's your stuff. You have that avoidant attachment style. You are afraid of being vulnerable with anybody. You don't allow any man to step in his masculine energy and lead. And when he doesn't, you resent him because it makes you feel safe being in control. Because when you were growing up, you felt out of control. You felt devalued. So then now that you're in a relationship, you want a relationship that you feel like you're in control and you're not risk losing your most valuable asset. And that's trust in yourself. I'm just talking to myself. I did earn a YMM. For the women that are in my community, you know what YMM, that's a yes ma'am no moment. That's like an aha moment. And I'm just saying, like, that was good. I'm going to give myself my own flowers. Okay? And if you stay in this cycle over and over again, this is what happens. You end up wearing yourself out. You end up frustrated. You end up feeling like nobody sees you, nobody values you, that you're there for everybody else and nobody's there when you need them, and you're carrying the weight, not only the weight in a relationship, but you're carrying the weight in all your relationships, family, friendships, work. Like, you're the one constantly doing and carrying everything, and you want to know, when is it going to be your turn? When are you going to have a man that will finally have your back? When can you be soft? And it doesn't work like that. You don't find a man and then you're soft. You become soft and align with the man that allows you to be soft and hold space for your softness while being in his masculine energy. So you have a partner. You need to up your standards. And again, that comes with refining your love blueprint. But again, if your standard isn't even in choosing yourself and doing the work, and I see this all the time, like women that collect information, they jump from one video to another video and they're collecting all kind of information. Some of y'all have been watching me for 3 years and you still single. You still attracting Build-A-Bears. And if that's you, you know I'm talking to you, ma'am, then do something about it. You can do the bonding biology. You can go to bondingbiology.com. Okay? You can do that. But if you're like, hey, I'm like, just get me to it. Like, get me to the husband. I want to be engaged by the end of the year. Then that means that you need to go to lovemappingcall.com. Okay? Lovemappingcall.com if you don't want to wait. Because some of y'all, there's always several of you that email me after the live that's like, Shay, just tell me how to work with you. Well, this is how you work with me. And I work with every woman that comes through the door, one way or another, to get you to the love that you want. How do I be soft as a single parent who has to do everything and doesn't even have time because I'm working? Baby, I've been there, okay? I've been there. I had 2. When I did my dating experiment of going on 100 dates in a little over 3 months, it was just me. It was just me, and it wasn't easy at all. However, what I kept thinking was, I was like, if I don't figure this out, then my daughter, which I felt like I had already let her down because here I was homeless. And I graduated with honors from high school and college, pre-med biology. And here I was homeless because I chose the wrong Build-A-Bear. And I wanted to figure out what was the pattern so that I can be able to attract a quality man, my romantic best friend, so that she wouldn't go through it, so she can see what it looks like. And I was willing to do what it takes. It's funny how when you make your mind up, okay? It's funny. Because even when I was like homeless, I remember seeing a Tony Robbins commercial. I ended up getting a basement apartment. Like, it was raggedy, but whatever. It kept a roof over our head. And so I remember seeing Tony Robbins on the screen. And I was like, I need to go to the Tony Robbins. Like, I got to go there. And at that time, it was like $1,400. And to me, that was like a lot of money. That was like a good $30,000, $40,000 for me, right? And so I remember saying to myself, I'm going to be there, period, by any means necessary. And it's something about when you make a decision. Because when you make a decision, the whole entire universe conforms to helping you to get what you made the decision in order to have. Because the moment that I made that decision, like, money just started coming. The exact money that I needed to go to that seminar. And when I went to that seminar, my life started to completely change. And that has always happened. Like, I never be like, oh, let me wait to get my, no. Like, I know I need to change my life. Let me figure it out. Like, I need to get there now. And then once I do that, it's funny how, like, money comes, the more I invest in myself, then the more that money and abundance comes. And it's something energetically. It's like something with your subconscious mind. It's something how you like pop open the abundance part of the universe that allows you to get what it is that you want. You said he won't let me go even after telling me he is only attracted to dark-skinned, dominant women. Baby, what do you mean he won't let you go? Are you kidnapped? Blink twice if you need us to roll up, ma'am. Okay. Should we send help? Like, what do you mean he won't let you? Because sometimes we give our power away. I remember I was in this really abusive relationship. And when I tell y'all, it was, oh my God. The relationship was so bad that I was counting down how long I had to live. It was like that bad. It was like, so how many in dog years do I have? Like if I live on average to be 85, like how long do I have to live dealing with this abusive man? She's like, blink, blink. Ma'am, like don't pass go, don't collect $200. Seriously, call a hotline and leave. Like wait till he goes to work. Start planning a little bit at a time, like pack your stuff, hide it with a friend or something, and do what it takes to leave. But know that there's always a way. Okay? There's always a way. But I remember I was in this really bad relationship and it was super abusive. And I remember like running after he like put a gun to my head. And I remember running into the bathroom and I remember praying for God to like get me out of this relationship. Like, and I didn't have any money. And this is crazy because to go from being highly intelligent, successful in school, doing everything right, to being in a relationship where I had nothing. Because when they abuse you, they try to control you. So I wasn't allowed to get a job. And then he wanted to control me where I was the one cooking and cleaning and being the housewife and all of this other crazy stuff. And so when I ran in the closet and I prayed for God to make a way, like God literally made a way. And it was so weird how things lined up. So when you make your mind up that you want to change your life, that you want to have better, better will always come. I find that a lot of women who are financially successful, they have a lot of demand and a lot of expectation for themselves. Like they're usually the ones that are suffering in silence. They're usually the ones that are trapped behind like the invisible prison. And that's how I felt because I felt like everybody looked to me to have it together. I felt like I was too smart for this. Like how the hell? How in that long HL did I end up in a situation like this where I was with an abusive narcissist because I knew that I was too smart for this, but I couldn't ask for help because asking for help made me feel like there was something wrong with me and I had to admit that there was something wrong. And then I couldn't say anything to anybody because I was afraid of people looking down on me. So then it was like this never-ending cycle of me not getting help. But what I found was the most brave thing to do. And the most brave thing that a lot of my clients do is by reaching out and booking their call and being like, Shay, just help me. Like, it's such a beautiful thing when you have a woman who dominates in her career that's willing to put her pride to the side because she's smart enough to see that continuing on this path is going to cost her time, life, and freaking money. And it's not worth it. It's not. That's what we're put on this planet to do. We're put on this planet, I believe, in order to serve. We're put on this planet in order to help make things better for other people. We're not just put on this planet in order to survive. So then when you allow yourself the gift of reaching out in order to have and do better, then it's almost like you are giving yourself permission to be human. You're giving yourself permission to have better. And there's something magical that happens when you give yourself permission to have better. Better shows up. It's never worth that type of stress. It sure hell is not. It was so bad. Like for those of you who don't know, I have almost died, I think 5 or 6 times. I was shot in the chest when I was 17. Like I was never in a gang, y'all, but I was visiting family. I lived in Florida and I was visiting family in Atlanta and I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. A car pulled out of nowhere and started shooting in the crowd, shot somebody in front of me in the head, literally died right in front of me, and then 3 bullets hit me. I was also in a car accident where the passenger fell asleep on the road and flipped off the highway. Like, you know how the highway has the bridge? Yeah, like the car literally flipped and rolled down. And it was nothing but a miracle. I had to crawl out the window and almost died from that. And then I had a heart attack when I was like 30, I think it was. And then when I had my last son, CJ, I literally died. Like, I coded. And my heart stopped and everything. And when I coded, I saw, like, you know how people say that when you die, like, you see the light and all of that. Like, y'all tell me if you want me to stop, because I can not tell you the story, right? However, when I coded, I like literally had a conversation with God. I felt the silver cord that was attached to my body, like all the things I remember as if it was yesterday, and I remember feeling unconditional, infinite love. I remember as I was dying, like I remember God going through the whole review, and it was like so loving. It was like, yeah, you might want to do this next time. Like you might not want to do that. And it was like, oh, and I remember like having these insights, like, oh, like that makes sense. Like, oh, like almost like I was being taught by a great master. And it was so loving. It wasn't like you did this mistake or whatever. It was not any of that. And as I was like moving closer to the light, then I was aware. I was wildly aware that I was going to die at any moment. Like it was going to be my last moment, that the cord was going to break. I was aware of that. But I still felt so much peace, and I still wanted to keep going. And when I was like on the process, on the journey towards the light, I said, well, what's the point of life? Like, what's the purpose of life? And God said, the purpose is to love and be loved, to experience love in physical form. And I said, well, what's my purpose? And God was like, your purpose is to help women experience the love that I intended for everybody. And so after I got that insight, and it felt like forever, really, like it felt like I was there for a good few hours. I remember seeing Hitler go to heaven. And that's a whole other story, y'all. Like, I saw bad people going to heaven, and I was like, what in the world? I remember getting mad. I got mad at God, right? Like, why is he going to heaven? Like, he's a bad person. And God was like, yeah, you remember the part where I said I reign on the just and the unjust? Like, he was serving his purpose. There is no good and bad. There are experiences that is supposed to teach for the evolution of the whole. And so he needed to serve his purpose for the greater purpose. I didn't understand that at the time until I did ayahuasca. And when I did ayahuasca, I could understand clearly what God was teaching me. Anyway, so as I was continuing to die, like right when I was at that point, Jesus steps in, and Jesus was like, thank you. Jesus was like, so you can turn back now if you want, or you can come with us. Like, the decision is yours. And I was like, I want to, and I was getting ready to say, I want to go with you. And just as I was getting ready to say, I want to go with you, Love Bug appears. He appears, and I'm like, oh, shoot. If I leave, he would be so mad at me. Like, it took us 10 years to get back together. Like, and I remember thinking in my head, like, even if this was my last, I remember thinking, even if this was it, it was worth it to be able to have his child, to be loved, to experience love. I was so grateful in the moment that I could say that I experienced love before I left this planet. And then at that moment, that gave birth to a passion. That gave birth to a passion of helping women to be able to experience that kind of love. So I say all that to say that you have not been forgotten. That God actually to you, whoever is watching this live, God has always intended for you to have the highest experience of love. Your soulmate is there. He's waiting. He's looking for you. You deserve it, no matter whatever you've been through, no matter whatever you've ever told yourself. And there's a part of you that must wake up to you, to be willing to choose yourself so that you can have it. Because at the end of the day, the truth is that you are the prize. You've always been the prize. And when you finally wake up to that truth, then the right person will find you and love you and claim you as the prize you've always been. For those of you who are members of the Her Pocket Coach app, I go live tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the Q&A that I do every week. For those of you who have registered for bondingbiology.com for the $5 summit, then congratulations to you. I will see you inside of the app. For everybody else who joined me live, I love you. God bless you. And have a good night. I'll see you next week. Bye, divas. You're welcome, my love. You are welcome. Good night. Bye, divas.